Hello everyone, today on the 1 Year Life Challenge we talk about time management and 11 tips to maximize every second that you have during the day to become more efficient. Hello everyone, I'm excited to talk about time management. You know, time is definitely a thought concept, but we do a lot of nuts and bolts self-development within this course, and time management is key to that. So the 11 tips we're going to go through today were developed either scientifically or through my own experience, and as always, to get us started, to kick us off, we're going to begin with a quote, and that quote is, there's an old saying that says, if the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is eat a live frog, then nothing worse can happen to you for the rest of the day. Brian Tracy. So I love that concept, right? Because the world, a lot of our thoughts control our world, and if it's cloudy in the morning but sunny in the afternoon, you get so excited about the sun. But if it's sunny when the minute you wake up, you don't enjoy the afternoon sun so much. So it's really important that we understand that life is full of duality, and the things we avoid end up being carried around in a backpack because they never leave our mind. So not dealing with things is not an answer, and that's what happens with time management. People just put things away and reorganize their desk and check Facebook when reality is right there to be taken hold of, taken grip of. So in my personal story, time management was always a challenge for me. You know, like when I said rearrange your desk, I was the desk rearranger. I was always finding things that were easier and quicker to do than the big things I needed to do, and it created massive difficulties and challenges in my life. And when you start that sort of habitual avoiding things, you start avoiding things in your relationship, start avoiding your health, you start avoiding eating correctly, start avoiding meditating, because it's all part of the same thing. So what we're going to talk about today is really overcoming those habitual habits, those repetitive patterns, repeating patterns that come through your life, and taking charge of them and getting the most out of your time. So what's the first rule? Well, the first rule is set your table, known as set your table. So setting your table really means having everything ready. Don't go crashing into your desk and just getting things done. Ultimately, it's a very Zen philosophy. You should be working in a workspace that is as clean as possible with less distraction, so you can work on the most important thing in the world, which is the one thing you're working on right now. Not the multitasking, not the 12 screens, not having the smartphone charging next to you. Set the table, clear it, clean it, and only have the things you need to do in that moment available to you. And when you have to do something new in another moment, you can bring it out and put the other stuff away. Number 2, make a list. Frustration and overwhelm is from your temporal memory trying to remember too many things at once, and it starts creating stress hormones to get you to stop it because you're not listening to it. It goes, listen, get the laundry, pick up the kids, finish the project, send the email, get the bank statement, see the accountant. It's like, no, dude, you're gonna forget some. No, and I also need to go and get the drinks. No, okay, and your brain goes, right, now I'm going to send you some stress and some overwhelm and frustration. Your brain can't cope with all these things. Back in the day, we basically had to remember to love our tribe and to go hunting. So we're not used to having these millions of things. So write them on a list. It reduces frustration, and you're left with one thing. Remember the list, where it is, and then deal with those things one at a time. It's been made huge dividends in my life. People often come to my house and look at my list. I get quite personal about that. I go, don't look at my list. I'm not even sure why, because it probably says a lot about me, because what you do is who you are in many situations, and I mean that not from your job, but the sort of kindness and the compassion you add. And lists for me have changed my life. But here's the really important: rank the list. It's important to rank that list, because ultimately what you'll do is you'll pick the most fun thing to do on that list, and you're right back at step 1. Rank it in importance and only do the most important things first. Eat that frog, I know that if there was eat that frog on your list, you'd probably be pushing it down. You've got to do it, because everything after that is easy. Touch things only once. This is so important with emails. I really only use 2 folders in my email inbox. I have my inbox and my follow-up. Follow-up is stuff that I can't answer right now. It's a question I need to research or information, so I put in the follow-up. But everything else, either delete or reply to. I'm not going to just leave my inbox crowded and worry about it later. Only touch things once. I don't put it into a folder and then put it into another folder and then store it, which is just procrastination. The other key understanding out of the 11 is schedule your fun and workouts. If you're going to schedule a conference call, then you should definitely schedule a time to go visit a waterfall, because that's your life, you know, and it's important because what happens is we prioritize all these other mundane things, and then what do? Just like with, you know, leaving the most important things off, they never get done. That's true of workouts as well. You should, you know, it's if you want to be good at your job, you need to be healthy. So you at your job, you need to speak to your boss or speak to the people, or if you're self-employed, find time to exercise because you'll be a better employee or a boss. Schedule your downtime. Holidays are so important. Seeing the world is important. Meeting new people is important. Traveling is important. Getting out to nature is important. Schedule it in. I think it would be perfect for you at the start of every year to schedule the 3 holidays that you take, you know, at the start of the year. So you've got something to look forward to, but you also know that they're done and dusted. You're not going to put them off. You're going to say, oh, but you know, money's a little bit tight. No. I'm going to walk Machu Picchu in July. Got to get fit now. Got to keep, you know, my workout schedule going, and I've got to keep motivated at work. That's the sort of stuff you want to be doing. The 80-20 rule. I really didn't want this rule to be, I hate rules, but the 80-20 rule is so true. 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. It's so true, isn't it? Like, I was in sales for a long time, managing sales teams, and 80% of my results always came from 20% of the people. 80% of the global economy is run by 20% of the countries. You know, I could go on and on and on. Understand that that's why it's so important to do the important things, because 80% of your life, it can be controlled by 20% of your effort. Now, quite often, the other 80% is time wasting, Facebook, Instagram, all this sort of stuff. The 80-20 rule is really important to understand. Number 10, use a timer with rewards. Now, I'm not the most focused person in the universe, so what I do is quite often I say, right, I've got to write this chapter on my book. Now, I'm going to do that for 45 minutes, and then I'm going to get a coffee. I'm going to get an espresso. Milk, you know, I've cut milk out now. So what I'll do is I'll set the timer at 45 minutes. So when I'm sitting there typing, I don't feel the need to walk around or to leave it because I've only got 45 minutes. At the end of 45 minutes, I reward myself for completing that task. It's really super helpful. If you ever see CrossFit or high intensity training, they always use that idea that I know it's hard, but it's ending. You can see it ending. And finally, be present. I don't care how hard something is. I don't care how difficult it is. That's all a thought concept. When you're aware and in front of, right now I'm in front of the camera, you know, I could be making coffees, but when I'm here, and there's no better place in the world to be present because it's only 1 second at a time. Whether you're Tolstoy writing a 3,000 page novel, you can only write it 1 word at a time. And if you're there at that word, and that word, and that word, then you're not writing a 1,000 page novel, are you? You're just writing a word at a time. Be present. Use your time effectively, and you'll be outstanded by the results. Something to think about. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Till then, goodbye.